Ray, in the heart of a small Canadian town, nestled among rolling hills that blushed with autumn's touch, lived a girl named Maple. Her hair was the color of cinnamon, and her eyes sparkled with the same mischief as the crisp autumn wind. She was named after the majestic trees that painted her world in fiery reds, brilliant oranges, and shimmering golds each year. For Maple, autumn wasn't just a season, it was a grand, beautiful festival. She loved waking up to the cool air, pulling on her favorite knitted sweater, and running outside. The world was her canvas. She would spend hours under the sprawling branches of the maple trees, watching as the leaves, like tiny, colorful parachutes, danced their way to the ground. She'd gather the most vibrant ones, arranging them in patterns on the forest floor. Creating temporary mosaics that told stories only she understood. She loved the rustle they made under her feet, a sound like a gentle applause for nature's magnificent show. This year, however, autumn seemed to be in a hurry. A persistent, gusty wind swept through the valley earlier than usual. It howled through the trees, not with the playful spirit Maple knew, but with a restless energy. One morning, Maple woke to a heartbreaking sight. The branches of her beloved maple trees were almost bare. The wind had been a thief in the night, stealing the brilliant foliage and leaving a sea of brown. Curled leaves scattered across the town square and clinging to every corner. A wave of sadness washed over her town, which had glowed with warmth and color just days before, now looked muted and weary. The golden light was gone. It felt like the party had ended before the music had even truly begun. Her neighbors sighed as they swept their porches, their faces reflecting the gloomy gray of the sky. The magic of autumn had vanished too soon, leaving a void that the brisk wind couldn't fill. But Maple wasn't one to let sadness settle. As she looked at the heaps of leaves piled by the curbside, an idea, as bright as the most radiant maple leaf, sparked in her mind. An ending didn't have to be just an ending. It could be a new beginning. With a determined glint in her eye, she grabbed a basket, a long needle, and a spool of sturdy twine from her craft box. She ran back outside, not to mourn the fallen leaves, but to celebrate them. She began to pick them up, one by one, choosing the ones that still held a whisper of their former glory. She gently threaded the twine through their delicate stems, her small fingers working with purpose. Slowly, a long, beautiful garland began to take shape, a vibrant chain of gold, amber, and crimson. She carried her first creation to the town square and draped it over the entrance of the little bakery. The dull brown door was instantly transformed. It looked like it was smiling. Mrs. Gable, the baker, came out, her hands dusted with flour and a wide grin spread across her face. "Maple, that's just lovely. It's like you've brought the sunshine back." Encouraged, Maple made another garland, and then another. A few curious children stopped to watch her. "What are you doing?" asked a small boy named Leo. "I'm putting the autumn back," Maple replied cheerfully. "The wind took it, so we're just borrowing it back for a little while." Soon, Leo and his friends were rummaging through the piles of leaves, finding their own treasures. They brought them to Maple, their hands overflowing with color. The town square filled with the sound of children's laughter as they all began to string leaves together. Their small project grew into a town-wide effort. Adults, inspired by the children's infectious joy, put down their brooms and joined in. They brought out ladders to hang the garlands from lampposts and across storefronts. They draped them over fences and wrapped them around porch railings. The whole town became a workshop of shared creativity. Everyone worked together, sharing stories and cups of warm cider, their breaths misting in the cool air. By the time dusk began to settle, the town was unrecognizable. It didn't just glow. It blazed with a soft, golden light. Holes, thousands of leaves, once scattered and forgotten, were now woven together, a testament to the community's spirit. The garlands swayed gently in the breeze, their colors deepened by the setting sun. The town was even more beautiful than before, because this beauty was one they had all created together. There. Evening, everyone gathered in the square, wrapped in blankets, their faces lit by the warm glow of the leaf-covered lamps. They looked around, a sense of pride and connection filling the air. Maple sat among her friends, her heart full. She realized that the wind hadn't been a thief after all. It had simply given them a reason to come together, to gather the scattered pieces and create something new. She learned that even when something beautiful ends, its pieces can be used to build something even more wonderful, especially when it's shared. And in the heart of that small Canadian town, autumn shone brighter than ever, not just from the trees, but from the hearts of its people.